So on the day in question, I'm driving in the Pathfinder, and I'm with Smoke, a friend of mine. For the sake of the video, we're going to call him Smoke. Now, I can't remember how he ended up in the car with me, but anyway, Smoke is in the car with me, right? So for the people that are from Uniondale, I'm going to give you a visual. I'm driving from, I'm on Uniondale Avenue going toward Jerusalem Avenue. So we get to the corner of Jerusalem Avenue and Uniondale Avenue, and Smoke happens to see somebody that we know in the car next to us. I can't remember at now who it was. But anyway, he kind of reached out the car to have a conversation with these people. You know, we just kids doing kid shit, I guess. Unbeknownst to us, there's a unmarked detective squad car, maybe a car or two cars behind us. So I make the left turn. If you're from Uniondale, then you know, from Uniondale Avenue to Jerusalem, I make the left turn. We head into Los Primos, probably to get some Dutches or White Owls, whatever we were smoking at that time. So I get to where the 7-Eleven is on Jerusalem Avenue. Boop, they light me up. Cops pull me over. So I'm thinking fast now, because at this time, remember, I'm 16 years old. I have no driver's license. I'm in the car. I got a gun. It's in my back pocket at the time. I'm sitting on it. So in my mind, I'm going crazy. So the cop pulls me over. One police officer goes over to Smoke's window. One comes to my window. First thing he does is ask me for my license and registration. So me, I'm thinking fast. I'm like, oh, well, I live right down the street. I don't, my mother, I took the car out to get some gas. So right away, what he did was he reached inside the window and pulled the keys out of the ignition. When he was doing that, he grabbed the door handle with his left hand, pulled the door. As he pulled the door open, he stepped behind the door. At that time, I took off. So now I'm running across Jerusalem Avenue. At this time, at 16 years old, I have long dreadlocks all the way down my back. My parents are Rastafarian, so I have long dreadlocks all the way down my back. So it's not hard to miss me. So I run across the street. I had on a black leather jacket, and it was loose on me. So I remember slipping out of it and it falling. So as I'm running, I take a quick glance back, and I see one of the officers bend down to pick up the jacket. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm away. So I get to one of the backyards, and I toss the gun. So now, if you're from Uniondale, I'm gonna give you another visual. Around where Jerusalem Avenue is 7-Eleven is on Jerusalem Avenue, I go into the backyards, and I get all the way to Elmwood, which is all the way down past Carvel. I get to Elmwood, to my friend G's. For the sake of the video, we're gonna call him G's. I get to G's house. At the time, he's not there. His mother's there. So I don't tell her what's going on. I just sit on the steps and I wait for him to show up. So G shows up, and I tell him what happened. In my mind, I'm thinking, I threw the gun. They didn't see the gun, because the last thing I remember was the police officer holding my jacket up in the air. So I figured if they holding the jacket up in the air, they probably stopped chasing me. They didn't see. So what I want to do now is I want to go back and pick up the gun. So G's takes me back around there. As soon as I get to the block, I get out the car. I walk toward the yard where I thought I threw the gun. A squad car pulls up on me. And long story short, I get arrested. So I go to the county. But I get to the precinct. Smoke is already there. The Smoke is there already. Now, this is maybe 4 or 5 hours after the initial incident. So he's already in the precinct. They obviously got the car. So G's, by that time, he called my people and told them what the situation was. So I ended up spending about, a week, 8-9 days in the county. Then got bailed out. Bail started at $5,000 and ended up being dropped down to $1,000. So went through the court process and ended up with a E-felony sealed because I was 16. It was a youthful offender. A E-felony sealed. So I did 2.5 years out of the 5 years probation, and they let me go. So that was my first incident with the law. And as a 16-year-old, you could imagine this. It was a very scary incident.